I'm Kelley Proxmire, and my company is Kelley Interior Design, located in Bethesda, Maryland. Gosh, the design profession, what was early on that I realized that I love beauty and love fabrics, colors, shapes, textures. And truly, as a teenager, I used to get House and Garden, which is no longer. The other shelter magazine was House Beautiful, which still is. And I would just pore over them and just fell in love with the whole design process. The way in which I like to work with clients is first and foremost finding out how they're going to be using the spaces or the house. Is it a family with children and pets? We certainly decorate differently for them than we do for, say, a retired couple, couples that perhaps is downsizing. And the other factor often is people that entertain. They want a house just for entertaining, so designing that space is also different. This happens to be one of my favorite projects. It's a very colorful project for a family, very active family in Virginia. I have 4 children, and both the parents work. But here what we did is the client loves color. So we did a very colorful room by way of the walls, the ceiling, and certainly the fabrics. But the one thing that I'd like to point out about this project is that I worked with a lot of existing pieces that the client had. She had the sofa, we just recovered it. She had the French bergère chair, we painted it and had it reupholstered. She had the coffee table. But the one sort of punch that I wanted to add to this space is the wow factor. And the wow factor here is the big mirror and the mirror on top of mirror. And this is several steps, but we work closely with the glass and with the handyman who puts the frame around the mirror. So I always call that the big bang for the buck. It really doesn't cost that much to do it, but it's very dramatic. Favorite things other than design in my personal life, certainly I'd have to say travel. Love to travel to Europe. I've been other places, but certainly mostly Europe. Get very inspired ideas from there. I'd also say that I love sourcing. This is related to design, but I love my leisure time to be on the hunt. And what that means is I love to include one-of-a-kind pieces in my projects. So I go to antique stores or flea markets, or places where I can find one-of-a-kind, whether it be just accents or pieces of furniture. But that's one of my favorite things to do when I'm not in the office. And last but not least, I love reading. And I love reading primarily, I would say, fiction, historical fiction books I'd love. I would say the best advice for potential clients is that they do their homework when selecting a designer. Hopefully the designer has a website so you can look at that. But really know what look that you want. I also ask people, if possible, to have images of rooms or houses that they like.